It seems the inevitable is happening yet again. What goes up must come down, and not only Bitcoin, but it seems almost all cryptocurrencies have significantly been dropping over the last week or so. Some blame Elon Musk, whose tweets appear to have led to a sell-off of Bitcoin. There is speculation that Papa E sold all of his coins, but he made it clear that wasn't the case. That being said, he also made it clear Tesla won't be accepting it as a payment for the time being, citing the energy it uses and that the company will be looking at other cryptos which use less than 1% of what Bitcoin does energy-wise. And just a few days later, China announced they will no longer be accepting any forms of cryptocurrency. Their citizens can still hold what they have, but banks and institutions are no longer allowed to accept or sell any form of crypto. Oh boy. Today on Life's Biggest Questions, we're asking, what if America bans Bitcoin? Smash that like button and let's go. Now, it seems as much as people want to attribute the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency crash on Elon and China, this may have been a long time coming. Back in 2017, Bitcoin took over, hitting highs of over $20,000. And then years later, it went back down to as little as $3,500 per coin. So the idea of it hitting new highs this year, just weeks ago, almost breaking the $65,000 mark, and having it drop down to $30,000 at the time of me scripting this video, well, it's not all that shocking. Crypto is known to be volatile, and as we know, history repeats itself. So I will confidently stand here and say at some point within the next 5 years, maybe less, I think Bitcoin will hit $100,000. I'm not giving financial advice, just saying. With that being said, if America follows suit with China, we'll add what I just said to my list of freezing cold takes. Just saying though, guys, diamond hands, don't sell. There's a reason why I wore this shirt for this video. I'm trying to send you guys a message here. I'm still holding my AMC. So China decided to bring the hammer down on cryptos, and the reason to do so is to protect the people. Sounds a lot like Robin Hood with the GameStonk situation, but anyway. In a joint statement, the National Internet Finance Association of China, the China Banking Association, and the Payment and Clearing Association of China claimed cryptos are not supported by real value, which leads to its volatility. In a joint statement, they wrote, I quote, "Recently, cryptocurrency prices have skyrocketed and plummeted, and speculative trading of cryptocurrency has rebounded, seriously infringing on the safety of people's property and disrupting the normal economic and financial order." So they're pretty much saying that Bitcoin is so all over, it can lose or make people a lot of money, but that could also mess up the economy, so it's a big old no-go. Seems Elon, however, was more concerned about the energy being used than the volatility of the markets. So as you can see, there is more than one argument against the idea of Bitcoin. Put both of these arguments in front of President Biden, and well, it likely won't end well. Now, it's no secret that the world, and of course the United States government, has been pushing for more energy-saving alternatives, going green, not using as much gas. You guys know the whole shebang. And it's no secret that Bitcoin uses a lot of energy to mine. To put things in perspective, given the amount of energy Bitcoin uses, out of 195 countries in the world, if we were to consider Bitcoin a country, simply for the fact of making comparisons, it would rank 29th out of the now 196 countries. Meaning Bitcoin uses less energy when being mined than only about 15% of countries worldwide. That's insane. As per reports, mining Bitcoin uses almost double the amount of the energy the entire country of Bangladesh does annually. It uses just a little more than the entire country of Norway and about 80% of what the entire state of New York uses. Again, for perspective purposes, New York is the 4th largest state in the country. So yeah, this is definitely not a good thing for the green energy saving folks. Now, aside from that, as we know, we're finally seeing the end of this pandemic, but the economy is going to be affected due to inflation. You can't expect people to not work for a year, live off the government, and expect nothing to change. So the idea of having companies accept crypto, which in itself could affect the economy, well, it leads to a lot of uncertainty, in which maybe the US government, in a time where it seems there hasn't been certainty in over a year, decides they need to get a grasp of how things are going. They need to just take a breather for the country. And what better way to do that than to go back to how things were pre-Bitcoin craziness? Now, does that mean I think America will ban Bitcoin? Definitely not. It's worth too much, and I think there are enough arguments for it that it's here to stay. America is also about freedom of choice, so why would they limit what people can buy? I mean, that statement is a bit of a slippery slope, so rather than continue on, let's look at what would happen hypothetically if America did stop accepting Bitcoins. Now, the most obvious, of course, is that it tanks. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily going to drop to zero because I think it will always have some value. That being said, it seems the value of the coin would significantly drop, given that as per 2020 reports, the United States traded the most Bitcoin, sitting around the $1.5 billion mark. Meaning $1.5 billion of Bitcoin was traded in 2020, in the United States alone. Now, that doesn't mean that 1.5 billion Bitcoin coins were traded, but in total the amount of money in which people bought their coins exceeded $1.5 billion. That being said, when it comes to percentages of population, as of February 2021, it seems only 6% of Americans actually bought or sold Bitcoin. By April 2021, that number more than doubled, with 14% of the country's population having some affiliation to the crypto. Clearly it's becoming more common and something that the people are rallying behind. So naturally, banning Bitcoin in a country where, although only a small percentage of Americans actually have it, yet still the country has the most amount of Bitcoin collectively, well, it'd be a complete mess. Adding insult to injury, as per the Motley Fool team, who conducted a little research on about 2,000 Americans, shared some very interesting findings. As per their reports, I quote, over 51% of Americans who own cryptocurrency bought for the first time within the last 12 months. 22% of Americans that have never purchased cryptocurrency are likely to buy in the next year. So again, if America were to ban the coin, it seems the country's citizens would not only be very upset, but they'd be at a significant loss. However, that doesn't mean people would necessarily stop buying and selling Bitcoins. Odds are Canada wouldn't ban it right away, so people would potentially use proxies or maybe Canadian friends to buy some Bitcoin. Which, by the way, guys, I'm Canadian. Truthfully, if the country did ban Bitcoin, I think one of two things would happen. They'd reverse the decision within a month's time, or someone would come up with an alternative to Bitcoin. Whether that be a more energy efficient coin or a way to mine Bitcoin without using the amounts of energy it currently does. Regardless of your stance on crypto, it's clearly here to stay. Given the influence Elon Musk has had on the markets is just one of the many indications. Another would be social media giant Facebook, who also owns Instagram and WhatsApp, jumping into the crypto space. Back in April, there was a lot of speculation that Facebook had bought into the cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin. A tweet from Alistair Milne, a well-respected crypto player, tweeted out, I quote, "Rumor, Facebook will announce they hold hashtag Bitcoin on their books when they release their quarterly results after trading closes tomorrow." But that never happened. And then a week ago, Zuck took to his social media to post a photo of his goats named Max and Bitcoin. Is our guy dropping hints here? People thought so, but nothing was announced. However, Facebook has been working on developing their own crypto for some time now. DM is the name of the crypto, or Facebook DM, which is expected to launch sometime this year. And it's not like Facebook randomly decided to hop on the crypto trend. They've been working on this thing for years. So all in all, if America actually banned Bitcoin, the price would drop, but I think it would rebound. It seems there are only 3 scenarios which could actually play out here. America bans Bitcoin and people lose it. Some sell and never touch crypto again, while others invest in different cryptocurrencies or have friends overseas invest for them. Either way, the price drops, but it would likely bounce back, especially under the assumption that after a short-lived ban, the government decides to overturn the decision. Now, if that weren't to happen, I think it's safe to say if it was permanently banned, well, America tends to be trendsetters, and I'm sure other countries would slowly follow suit. If this truly was the end of Bitcoin, with numerous countries banning the currency in an effort to save energy, then I think everyone just jumps over to another coin. It seems crypto is here to stay whether we like it or not, and even though Bitcoin is currently the leading currency, it's all subject to change. At one point, IBM was the top dogs for computers. Then it was Dell, then it was Apple. No, it was never Apple. I say that having a MacBook. Alright guys, that's all for this one. Let us know your thoughts on this one down below. For now, let's do some comment replies from the video. What if Elon Musk took Dogecoin to $10? And said if he does, we got to respect and protect our Doge father. I'm not gonna say he's fully responsible for the Bitcoin crash, but he definitely has a lot of influence, which is why I keep saying he's an influencer. That is what influencers do. They influence things. Vicky Jane said Elon Musk is the richest man. I don't know who needs to hear this. You've got to stop saving money, invest some part of it if you want financial freedom. That I agree with. I've actually been reading the book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, very famous financial book. I saw stuff on Instagram that said if you saved $10,000 in 2001, it would be worth less today because of inflation. So that in itself should tell you should just always invest, have your money work for you, don't just let it sit there and collect dust. Not financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, just my opinion. Green Polo Boy 3 said, there is a fake Life's Biggest Questions in the comments, I wondered who that is in real life. That's interesting. Well, the real Life's Biggest Questions, you guys know, has a little check mark. Aside from that, maybe that will be the next video. Life's Biggest Questions. Who is the fake Life's Biggest Questions? Interesting. It's like an evil twin. Maybe there's like an alternate reality where there's a less muscular, less funny, much less attractive Jared hosting that channel. Who knows? Maybe I'm that version. Alright guys, that's all for this one. We'll see you later.